Lacrosse fans, we're back for episode 2 of the home game previews, and today I'm joined by Patrick Strong as always. How you doing, man?
Good, man.
Michigan State. Liberty Lacrosse just lost a top 25 match against Michigan State. But what did you take away from that loss? Because, I mean, it's always some positives and some negatives that you can take away from each game.
Well, I think the Flames youth definitely kind of showed a little bit in that game. A lot of those guys, it was their first true road test. And unfortunately, they fell a little short to get the Flames their first, I know we talked about it last week, but their first road win against a ranked opponent. But yeah, there are some positives that the Flames definitely can take away with. Biggest thing I think they could take away is kind of rebounding off such a tough loss. Like, they were well in that game in the first half. And then, honestly, you got to really credit Kevin Boland of Michigan State, the goaltender. He really played phenomenal, which is showing the reason why he was named one of the Under Armour players of the week before. And he really locked the door with making 12 saves against the Flames' top scoring unit and really held even their top guys down with only allowing 4 goals and 1 goal apiece from some of the top guys, including Nick Lombardozzi. So that's huge when you can ever hold a guy like Lombardozzi and even Sam Gregory, and the emergence of Chase Wright and Derek Esch to 1 goal or no goals at all.
And we're a Christian school, and we traveled on a Sunday. But outside of that, do you think travel at all, traveling on a Sunday, well, not even on a Sunday, but just that late travel and then that quick turnover, do you think that played a big difference?
Well, I think it definitely did, especially traveling on the Lord's Day. So obviously we're a Christian school. But no, I mean, it's hard to say because I know you were talking about it because I know they mentioned to you trying to get you to go up there for some coverage. And it was a little tough, like, such a long trip to go up to Michigan for one game, played Monday, and you could argue that a little bit of bus legs was a factor, but I don't know if that truly laid into the test. I really think the problem was the ride and the fact that the Flames couldn't really clear the ball on the defensive end. Like, they did a good job of forcing turnovers and picking up ground balls. The only issue was they could never do a good job of clearing the ball, and then the transition on the ride was not as fluent as I know Coach McQuillan would like it. They couldn't transition from defense to offense, and that really plagued them as an entire factor. And I think that's something that the Flames are definitely trying to stress this week in practice as they're getting ready for Tennessee here at home.
And you just talked about Tennessee. They're home. We're home this weekend. And Tennessee, what can you tell us about that team, just the matchup between us and them?
Well, since the Flames have been moved up into the SCLC Division I ranks, Flames have come and dominated that matchup as they're 3-0 against Tennessee. 2 of those matchups they've won in double-digit fashion, including the last time they played them, at 14-10. So they're definitely hoping to be able to do the same factor of winning again and kind of rebounding. Coach McQuillan said it himself. This is a good chance to kind of test the mental fortitude of our guys, see if we can rebound off such a tough loss and kind of get back to playing the kind of lacrosse that I know they're capable of playing. And yeah, they have a very good chance of being able to do that here at home this weekend.
Tennessee Volunteers this weekend. It's a great matchup for the guys, to get their feet back under them. So just from those leaders that Cal's been talking about stepping up, who have you seen that stepped up so far in these first 2 games for the Flames, and that can translate into this game this weekend?
Well, I think one guy they really need to emerge. Just got to find out who's going to be the guy in net, and I honestly think it's going to be Brandon Harriman. I've really liked the way he plays. He kind of reminds me of the Flames' former All-American in net and Ethan Kamholtz. He's got a long, lengthy build, very athletic, quick with the stick work as well, and he does a good job of getting kind of vocal back there and commanding the defense. So you got to really expect him. Long stick Pullman and Wynn McKeever. I know the Flames have been talking nothing but good things, and this guy's going to be an all-conference honoree. You know that. I think on the attack, and the Flames have got to really find a way to try to find someone that can help with keeping that mantra of the Flames being one of the top scoring teams in the SCLC, which they've been ever since moving up to Division I. Obviously, we know Nick Lombardozzi is going to be there, but you got to hope that Sam Gregory can have the emergence. He has kind of had a slow start to the year so far, so I expect him to start picking things up, and this is a perfect game for him to do it here at home. Chase Wright is another guy I really liked. I loved seeing the versatility play he had in that first game here against East Carolina. 3 goals, 3 assists. Really did a lot of things and made a lot of plays that kind of went even unnoticed. And then you got to look also for Sam King, another midfielder man. That's another guy that they're hoping to get things going. And yeah, they just need to find those guys that can contribute offensively and keep things locked up. And biggest thing, work on their transition game with the ride.
Right. And having all these freshmen, how big is it to get their confidence this week? Because after this weekend's game, the schedule is going to get tough.
Yeah, it
so
is.
How big is it for the freshmen to find that groove this week?
Well, I think it's big for the freshmen because like we just talked about it a minute ago, like the Flames are 3-0 against this team. It's kind of like a Tennessee right now. They're a bit beaten up. They are 1-3 on the season. Unfortunately, in a couple of those losses too, Tennessee, the game wasn't even close. Unfortunately, they have some key guys out for their club as well. 4 starters have been out for the start of the season, and really they've been leaning on the shoulders of Ben Kramer, the goaltender for them, and unfortunately the offense hasn't come. So if you can find a way to just break in the chink of that armor and Kierman that I just said, the floodgates are going to start opening up for the Flames, and you're going to start seeing confidence build into these guys. We saw it in that first game against East Carolina. Once one guy got things contributing, it's like a well-oiled machine. Everything started clicking. The transition game, the defense, the goaltending, everything started clicking. So if you can start getting a couple goals up early in that first quarter, you're going to see the same thing happening against Tennessee.
Pat, always a great time talking to you.
Yeah.
Tennessee this weekend. It'll be a great matchup against these two teams. For Patrick Strawn, I'm Gabe Henderson for LFSN, signing off.